Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh? Huh?
Oh, my sweet Lord, sweet jumbly Jesus. It's your hot dad, and we're doing another one of these. I talk over a Japan walking video because I am at home. I am comfortable. That man, he does not wear a shirt. He screams at me, and that man is loud. He is scary, and he does not wear a shirt. Bonus points for any of you guys who get that reference. But yeah, anyway, what's up, guys? I'm watching this heavy rain Enoshima early walking, Japan 4K video. Yeah. Oh, man. It's like 9:40 where I am right now, 9:40 a.m., and I'm doing my morning routine. God, I woke up at like 8:30, and I don't know about you guys, man, but I just, it's funny. I was never really like a shower in the morning kind of guy. Like even when I was in America, I just shower at night, as a way to like kind of wash off the day's funk, the day's gunk from my body. And but it's just since a couple months ago, I started doing the opposite, where like I just I do the shower in the morning instead. And God, it's a world of difference. World of difference. Like nothing wakes you up more than just hydrating all your dermises, all the dermises, not just the Fred dermis, but all the dermis. And yeah, it's I don't know, it just feels great. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna be talking about while I'm yawning here in the morning, we're gonna be talking about being fat in Japan and why I got fatter in Japan, because people always want to know. And even though I've made videos on this before, I don't think I've made a video about this in 2023. And I just wanted to talk about, like, my bad eating habits, my bad exercise habits, how I've been trying to change it, the ups and downs of this stuff. And yeah, I just thought I'd have a spiel with you guys here in the morning. I've actually been here before, Enoshima. It's funny because, like, everyone always says, like, everywhere in Japan looks like everywhere in Japan. It's funny because I've been to islands in, like, I've been to, like, what is it, the Miyajima or whatever. Like, I've been to the island off of Hiroshima. I've been to an island, I've been to this island. I think it's maybe a peninsula, but no, it's an island, right? Enoshima, Shima Island, right? Yeah, I've been here. I've been to like a handful of other islands, and look at that rain coming down the fucking... What the hell is that? Like, why is the rain coming down there like that? That's so cool. Yeah, but all the islands, they kind of look the same, but it's fun though. Like you get to see what's different and stuff. Anyway, I'm taking my pills in the morning, so let me get my multivitamin. Do any of you guys take pills in the morning? Any of you? Look at that. There's a little Prey coin deposit thing. Oh, that's so cool. There's like, water isn't... I wonder if water's getting in that or not. Oh, it looks like a heavy rain. Japanese architecture for just like cool... Like Japan did the whole religion thing without being oppressive about it. And that's why Japan kicks ass. Like, people call people who like kiss Japan's ass Japan apologists. And I just say, like, dude, like... Japan kicks ass, I mean, like, God, this place kicks ass. But here, while I'm eating my multivitamins, I always do this at the 4-minute mark. Let me shout out my stuff here for you guys. So I just want to say big thank you to everybody who signed up on my Patreon, patreon.com/TkyoSam. Links down below. Whether you're signing up for the $1, like the $2 blogs, or like the the $35 Japanese lessons, or the $500 tour or whatever. I'm the only guy who can shout out my stuff, right? So I gotta shout it out. But thank you guys so much for whoever goes over there. It really means a lot. This whole YouTube channel, not just this one, but the Tkyo Sam channel, all of this stuff is entirely fan funding. I want to get to the point where I could get more views, where I could just get money off of AdSense and sponsors, so I wouldn't have to fucking remind you guys each time. But yeah, I really do appreciate everybody who goes over there and gives support, even if it's $1 or whatever, just because it Google AdSense. I say the F word too much, sons, okay? So it really helps out. Whether you guys are doing a super chat or a super thanks, it really just I appreciate it. And plus, I try to give bonuses for everything, People who donate the super thanks, or the super chat, that money goes towards extending the live streams on YouTube. And also the people who become members, they get to also look at this. Look at these beautiful fucking stairs. The people who become members get to have access to my private photo dump section on Discord, so you guys can get access to that shit and see all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. It's just I want to build up that community of just like people being like, yeah, let's support Papa Teeks. I mean, you guys are already here, but just more people that don't mind spending $1 or two. Okay, that's the zinc gummy. Cool. Okay, but and also so I did the super thanks, super chats, and everything. And remember, at the end of every rant, we do a live stream on my main channel, so remember to stay tuned for the end of that. I'll share it in the link in the chat box. By the way, hello everybody in the premiere. How are you guys doing today? Say hi in the chat. Oh, look at this temple. Oh, it's so sexy. Why wouldn't you sexy as well? Shut up. I'm not talking to you. Random person who's locked up in my house. I'm a little congested, but it's okay. But anyway, the spiel's over. Don't forget to like, subscribe bell, all that stuff. Because if you can't donate or whatever, just fucking engagement, dude. Write a comment. And question of the day is just how fat are you? How much do you weigh? What are your eating habits? Like, what are the good things you do for eating? What are the bad things you do for eating? Because, like, it's not just me talking here. I like the discussion we have in the comment section down below. So let me know, guys. Like, if you don't struggle with weight, is there anything else you struggle with? like poverty or anal sex? Let me know in the chat down below. Do you struggle with anal sex? Wait, what? The hell is he talking about? I don't know. I thought he was with you. No, I thought he was you. What? No, what? No. Let me get my fish oil pill, my ADHD pill, and my fucking coffee. Oh, coffee, why? Ugh. Yeah, but anyway. Ugh. Yeah, dude. Like, my morning routine is always the same thing. I wake up, and I take that hot shower, and then in the middle of taking the hot shower, turn on a computer, let that warm up, and then I get out of the shower, I have my protein shake. It's usually soy milk with this protein called Protein that I got off Amazon. It's got the highest protein content per whatever protein powder they got in Japan. And then I have these 2 canned coffees. I usually have a black canned coffee and a regular canned coffee. I'd like to drink regular coffee. It's just when I've tried to drink regular coffee in the past that I personally brewed, like, it gave me heart palpitations and stuff because either the caffeine was too high or the quality of the coffee was too shitty. But economic-wise, it would probably be better if I just made my own coffee. But I like the canned coffee because before this I was drinking like the milk coffee cartons that you get at the fucking at the convenience store, and I had no idea those things are just jocked full of fucking sugar. So, better be careful, sons. You gotta get the diabetes. Yeah, but anyway, and then I try to have it's either I have a really good eating schedule or I don't have a good eating schedule. But yeah, I thought I'd just talk about my experience being a fat guy here. And look, this is the morning. This guy must have gotten here early because that thing said that place opens at 8 and they're not open yet. Isn't that great how in Japan you can just go anywhere and the vending machines are there and they're not vandalized because it's not America or Europe or anywhere else in the world. Japan's such a peaceful country, People want to give Japan shit for, like, war crimes that happened, like, 70 years ago or whatever. But it's like, just look at this country. Look what they were able to do, How fucking beautiful this shit is, Like, the place is just well-maintained. It's not vandalized. Not full of young kids that don't speak Japanese fucking doing shit, It's nice. Which makes it funny because I feel like more people are just going to try to run away from Japan versus fix the shit in their own country, you know? But anyway, but yeah, you know, like, I was going to, you know, I'm like, okay, we're going to talk. God, look at how heavy that fucking rain is there, dude. That's nuts. This is why I don't really like going out in the rain that often, because I'm fat. No matter what fucking umbrella I use, I always end up getting wet. And, like, of course, like, if it's, like, for work or something, like, fuck it, I'll go. But if it's, like, something personal where it's like, oh, I'm going to meet my friend for drinks, I'm like, yeah, it's raining. Nope, I'm not going out. Like, I don't care. It's wet, you know. Like, if it was after work and I'm already out, that's one thing. But if I'm like, I'm home and I'm comfy, nah, screw that, you know, I'm out. Like, I had a friend who, his apartment was okay. It was kind of bare bones, but, like, he always would come home from work and then just leave. Like, he would just go drinking. Like, he could never be comfortable at home. You know, he always had to constantly go out and, like, find something to make him happy. He couldn't just be happy at home. And for me, it's, like, the exact opposite. Like, I got all my shit here. I got I got my weights. I got my computer. I got my my very low speed internet. You know, I got my books. You know, I got my books. I love my books. But you know, it's like I'm not. You know, I don't want for much. You know, but yeah. You know, it's just like I don't know about you guys with your habits, but it's like before I came to Japan. I walked around, but I didn't realize until maybe like a couple years ago that I have flat feet. And so, like, you know, I'd always known about Dr. Scholl's and stuff, but I didn't know that you could get these pads for your feet and like what having flat feet meant. And so, you know, I grew up skateboarding, so I always wore like flat shoes, like Vans or Airwalks or something, you know, to like skateboard with. And those aren't good for your feet, you know, if you got flat feet. Surprisingly, flat shoes are not good for your flat feet, but they're great for skateboarding. And, yeah, I just, you know, like, it's one of those things where it's like, no one's going to teach you this stuff. You just got to kind of figure it out eventually. But, you know, when I first came to Japan, it wasn't that bad, you know, like, I think I was like maybe 30 plus kilos or something, and then or maybe more, but like you know, I walked around everywhere, you know, like I had a rule that like basically when I first, well, I mean, like, there were the times I came to Japan for vacation, and there was the time I moved here, right? And I remember when I moved here, I applied for a bunch of jobs off the top of my head just to see if, like, hey, you know, like, my friend was like, look, because my plan was to go back home, save up money, you know, like, move out of my like apartment officially, and then come over here. But my friend at the time was like, hey, you know, you should just apply for jobs and go to the job interviews with no intention of like taking the job, just so you can get some experience, you know, like doing the job interview, so when you come back you'll be like, you got that experience under your belt. And then anyway, you know, long story short, I ended up getting a job, and they're like, yeah, we will hire you. And I was like, okay, cool. And I think that was like in June, maybe, you know. And then I was like, okay, so when does the job start? And they're like, yeah, not till September. And I'm like, wait, what? So I got to just hang around for 2 or 3 months. And they're like, well, you know, it's going to take about a month or two to process your visa anyway. And then, you know, we're going to wait for that. And then, you know, a month later. And so, like, we're giving you some breathing room to, like, get set up and stuff. And I was like, shit, what am I going to do for 3 months? And so I got my visa actually, like, quite, like, it wasn't that long. I don't think it took that long, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Like, people said it would take like 2 months or something, but like mine was relatively fast. But I still had 2 months to just, like, you know, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, I already got that job. I can't say no. Like, they're sponsoring my visa. So, you know, in the meantime, I was just like, okay, I will, I was staying at a youth hostel, and the people at the youth hostel told me about all these, like not under the table, but it's like $10 English teaching jobs and $10, like part-time jobs that I could do under my humanities visa. And I was like, okay, cool, so let's go do that. And you know, it was cool because I would go to these places for like 2 to 3 hours, make like $30, and like, so I was making enough money to eat every day, you know, and like, so I was like kind of living off my savings for like the rent for the youth hostel, but for my train and for my food, I almost had that covered every day. So I would go to a part-time job, and then for the rest of the day, I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go check out this other part. Like it was like it's like Breath of the Wild, you know. I just wanted to go explore. I needed to check off all these parts on the map to show that, you know, like I needed to get the fog out of there. Like I needed to open up the map a little bit more, right? And so like, you know, I would just pick, like, in Tokyo or whatever, I would just, you know, or places outside of Tokyo, I'd just pick a train station, and then I would just walk around that area until I got to another train station, and then I'd walk home. So it's like, you know, like, I'd get off at one train station, walk around for a couple hours, check out that whole area, take pictures of my disposable Kodak camera, and then, you know, like, eat some Yoshinoya, because back then, the pork bowls that they had only cost like what, like 100 and I don't know, like 300 yen, 330 yen. You could get a thing of butadon, which was like pork bowl, through, you know, basically $3, and you don't like. It's so funny because like I'm a you know, I consider, I'm not a high roller, but like I consider myself a little bit more man of culture going down these stairs right now. The beautiful green leaves. It's like you know, whenever I go to the beef bowl place, I always get miso soup and like an egg or like some salad or something with it now. Like, that's my thing. But back in the day, I'm just like, oh, rice bowl, meat, okay, we're doing it. And then, like, you know, if I needed sugar or something, I just get a can of like a tall boy of Coca-Cola or whatever. And yeah, like I skateboarded around everywhere, you know, and I ended up losing a lot of weight just because I was sweating and just moving. Like, you know, people like, you know, like people say that it's like 80% of losing weight is about diet, and I'm like, I don't know about that. Well, I guess, like, yeah, I was eating better than I was in America, but like, you know, I was moving around a shit ton. Like, I think that's what fat people don't understand. It's like, you gotta actually move, because you're like, even if you eat well, if you're not moving and your body's not used to burning stuff, then, oh, look at these fucking Gantz-looking motherfuckers. Like, even if your body's not moving around, you need to get that metabolism rate up again. And the only way you're going to do that is by exercising. And it doesn't need to be hardcore, like, gymnastics, like fucking calisthenics shit. It just needs to be walking around. Just walk around, you fat fuck. Like I am not doing, talking over somebody else's video where they're walking around. But yeah, I lost a lot of weight, man. And then, you know, because it's like every day I was just exploring, going out and exploring. But, you know, then I got my job in Chiba as a ALT, and I got a car, you know, and I was like, shit, I need to take my car everywhere. I can't just ride a bicycle. These places are too far from my house, and I'm too fat to, like, even though I can walk, you know, I can't ride my bicycle. This is too hard. Look at that rain. Oh, the rain's so beautiful. But yeah, you know, it's just, it was fun, it was good, and I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, you get into, when you get back into your working, quote unquote working routine, you know, where you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit in this thing, go to this place, sit down for a while. Like a majority, when your day that used to be like sit down for a little bit and then walk around a bunch changes into like, okay, I'm gonna get in this car, sit down for an hour to get to my work, and then like you know, stand up for a couple hours and then sit down for the rest, and then sit down again, like and then you're gonna, like, you know, you get bored. When you're bored, you eat bad, you know. I think that's what it comes down to. It's like, when you're bored, you eat bad, because if you're out and about, like, it doesn't matter if you eat bad because you're burning it up, you know. And I mean, like, that's why you could, like, that's why you see all the kids and stuff, they're eating all these fucking preservative bullshit like Slim Jims and fucking Skittles or whatever. But they're fine because they're moving around, you know, they're doing shit. You know, but it's just like, you know, I went from like 130 kilos to like 178 kilos. So I went from like basically 300 pounds to almost 400 pounds. And you know, it's funny because I looked better. I looked fine compared to now. Like, you know, when I was 300 pounds, you know, my man titties weren't as big. I didn't have as many like weird acne scars on my body. You know, like, it's weird. Like, I'm, like, more of, like, a pear-shaped fat guy. So it's, like, some people that have, like, really disgusting fat arms and, like, a fat neck, fat face and everything. And for me, it's, like, it's mostly in my gut, like, my stomach and my ass and my thighs. Like, my thighs really expanded, you know? It's going to be sad when I lose weight because it's just going to be, like, fucking turkey flaps for my skin, you know? It's going to, like, especially on the thigh area. Like, there's no getting away from that. It's going to suck. But you got, you know, whatever. And when that happens, I'll just do a GoFundMe, and I'll be like, guys, please, I need to change my life. Cut the fat off. I'll feed it to, I'll give it to you know, starving children somewhere. Just please, just do it. Oh, dude, I'm getting some Ghost of Tsushima vibes with this. Don't you think? Look at that. I wonder where those Mongol assholes are talking shit about coffee. Coffee, why? Why coffee? Oh, God. Yamafutatsu, okay. Yeah, they, But yeah, I mean, like, you know, the thing is like, I remember even when I was in Chiba, I was like, okay, I'm tired of being fat. I'm going to change. And I remember my friend's sister's ex-boyfriend who lived in Shizuoka at the time. He, like, when I met him, he was a skinny dude. And I was like, he's a cool guy. But, you know, I remember being at his house and I saw a picture of when he used to be in England. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, you used to be fat? Like, he was a big, chunky boy. He was a chunkster. And I was like, what the fuck? What? When, how? And he's like, oh, well, I read this book, and I just started eating like the book told me. And I'm like, what is this book? And it was this book called Eat to Live by, I forgot the name of the doctor. Morgan Freeman. I don't know. But the book was really good. It talked about basically how, I mean, it's just like every vegan documentary pretty much, except without the activism part in there. It's basically just talking about how, like, even all the top athletes in the world, they just go vegan, you know? And it's not like vegan, like, I'm going to have fake meat instead of meat. It's like, no, these guys, like, they do, you know, it's like they eat a lot of, like, they get most of their stuff from protein, or I mean, from vegetables and like grains and shit. And it's like, well, what about the B12, man? You're not gonna get the B12. Well, your B12 comes from dirt, actually, and that's the reason why meat has B12 in it, is because those damn animals are eating fucking hay and shit that hasn't been washed off, that has dirt on it, you know? Like, that's why you got B12. So if you want some B12, just like get some fucking vegetables that still have dirt on it and just wash off like half of it or whatever, you know? But it's like, that book was talking about how it's like getting away from oils, getting away from fat, you know, like from like sugars and salts and everything, and basically just like cleaning out your body. And like I was like, oh shit, that book is like, I was like, this makes a lot of sense, you know. And like, God, do I still have that book? Yeah, I still have that same goddamn book on my fucking shelf. Here, I'm gonna grab that really quick. Hold on a second. Look at the stairs. Look at the stairs, Lenny. Look at the stairs. Oh, dude, I tried to touch him, George. Oh my God. Eat to live till you die. Oh, man. Oh, this book. Okay. Okay, I've got the book. Ugh. Yeah, fuck, man. That means this book is like 15 years old. Holy shit. That means I've been holding off on this book for a while. Or I mean, like, wow, man. These notes are fucking old as shit. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, guys. Like, before we used to have computers in our fucking pockets that we carried around to distract us from the horrible things going on in our lives, we would read. And I loved reading books. I think that's a way better flex than like a watch or like a car, is like, how many books do you have and how many of them did you read, you know? Like, that's the big flex right there. Like, I have this big ass VHS collection on like 2 shelves, and I have a broken TV, so I haven't watched any of these recently. It's just kind of taking up space. I'll still keep the VHS or whatever, but I think I'm just gonna pack up these, like, the VHS here. I think I'm just gonna pack it up and put it in some boxes for the meantime and start replacing them with books, because, you know, there's nothing better than just having a flex of being like, yeah, these are all my books, and yeah, I read them, you know? I mean, like, that's the thing. You don't need to watch vlogs or movies Just sit down, put on like a 4K driving in California video, and just sit down and read, man. Put on some fucking underground Japanese hip hop on a very like low volume, and just fucking get into a book, man. There's nothing better than having that feeling. And it's like, yeah, books are intimidating. Well, just read it by chapter by chapter. You don't even need to read it in order, man. Just go, like, skip around, you know, get a feel for the book, you know. Like, once you get a feel for the book, it's a lot easier to get into it. But, anyway, I mean, the whole point is with this story is that I found a book that promoted veganism in a non-activism, non-preachy way that was more about scientific facts and statistics. And it made sense, you know. It was just like, you know, for breakfast you have fruit, you know, and like you know, whatever, water, hydrate, and then for lunch you have a big ass salad, like a fucking disgusting huge ass salad. And you have 2 fruits and then some water and tea, and then for like dinner you have like some other cooked veggie stuff. You know, like a cooked veggie dinner, like, you know, you could do like I did yakisoba with vegetables, and it was really nice. It was really fucking good. And look at that fucking dragon. Oh my god, this is badass. I wonder how old those statues are. That's fucking cool, dude. But yeah, I mean, like, the whole point is that, like, you know, if you eat better, your cells in your body get better, and then your cells in your body can do better things. Like, it can make you, like fucking, you know, work your body till the body fucking works for you. I don't know. Like, something in the month of May. But yeah, look at these stairs. These fucking wet-ass stairs. But yeah, I mean, I did that for like 2 months, and I ended up losing like 20 plus pounds. And at that time, like, I have a picture from me at that time, and at that time I met this woman through a friend, and she was this hot, older, like 30-year-old, like, God, like, she was like probably like early 30s or something, but she was fucking smoking, dude. She was skinny, she had nice tits, fucking, and she was a model. Like, she did the modeling part-time. And I forgot what else she did. I think she maybe worked at a Kabakura, but she did modeling too. And so she would go to like game conventions and stuff too. And I have a picture of me and her when I went to, I think it was maybe Tokyo Game Show or something, and she was there. And I'm like, "What's up, babe?" And she's like, "Ah." And I'm like, "This is one of your jobs?" And I was like, "You know I love video games." So I didn't even tell me. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know." But yeah, I mean, like, I'm like 121 kilos there. I'm like the lightest I've ever been in Japan in that picture, and I'm just like, wow, like, I was fucking this really hot chick, and I looked good, my skin was tight, like, you know, but I was just like, I wasn't getting the dopamine that I used to get, you know, like, I was used to getting like, oh, the cheeseburger, you know, melted cheese and onions, and chopped onions and fucking ketchup, you know, like, I was used to getting like those good feels from that. And like, I wasn't getting, like, the thing is like when you take away, like, this is why alcoholics say like life is boring after they fucking quit booze, because it's like, you know, you used to get the dopamine fix from booze, and then when you take booze away, you can try to replace it, but it's not exactly the same thing. And eventually I just kind of slipped back into bad habits, and I missed that dopamine kick I used to get from eating junk food and stuff, so I started eating McDonald's again. And it's funny because at first I was like, this shit tastes like crap. Why am I? And then I had to reintroduce that crap into my body a couple times before I could finally start doing it again. I'm like, I basically worked hard at undoing the work that I did. Like, I had to, it wasn't even easy. It's like, you would think it would be easy. I'm like, nope. And but anyway, yeah, and then from there, it's just like, you know, I drove around, and I was still like around like 130 to like 140 kilos during that time. I always bounced around from like 130 to like 133, 35 kilos, and then I moved to Tokyo, and then it was ballooning between like 140 to 145, and then, you know, I moved into my house, and I started working part-time, and a lot of these jobs were at night, and so I would come home and I'm just too tired to cook. My roommates are sleeping, so I don't want to, even if I did want to cook, I don't want to disturb them. And I would just order like McDonald's, or like, you know, go to the convenience store and just buy a lot of junk food, and I'd eat a bunch of it before I went to bed. And like, you know, I was just working. I wasn't exercising, I wasn't exploring, I was just like, you know, trying to make money. And so like, people are like, how did you get so fat? Like, how did you go from like 140 kilos to 178 kilos? And it's like, well, that's just that. It's like, I got used to fucking just eating bad, and then I just didn't exercise. Like, you know, I just would go from like home to like part-time job, and then home again. And you know, I just stopped going out as much, and you know, it's just like, you know, I think there has to be a healthy dosage of hating yourself and thinking that you're not good enough, you know? Ring that bell, jackass. He didn't even ring the bell. Look at him. You're on this fucking thing where people, like, put their fucking locks or whatever on those. Look at that. They've got locks on. I don't know. It's just so stupid. You dumbass. You dumbass. But, didn't even ring the bell. Guys, can we get a fuck you didn't ring the bell comment? You can put it in the chat too, but put it as a comment too. Fuck that guy for not ringing the bell. The fucking rained on motherfucker. But you know, it's just like since I think I moved into the guest house, yeah, because the funny thing is like I didn't weigh myself for the longest time, right? So it's like in some amount of time I went from like 140-ish to like 170 kilos. I basically gained like, what is that, like 30 kilos, 30 times 2.2. That's like what, like 70, 80 pounds or whatever. Like I somehow gained like 70 to 80 pounds. Like I ballooned up and I didn't even fucking notice. Like that's the fucked up thing. It's like when you see like a child or your like pet, like, you know, go from like a puppy to a dog or something. It's like it happens so slowly you don't even notice it happening, you know? And it's just like, you know, it happens, right? But the funny thing is like back then I was so insecure. Like I was like, I need to lose weight. I need to constantly lose weight. I'm never good. I'll never be good for anything, you know? This is a great drawing. No, it's garbage and you're stupid and I'm garbage. Meh. You know, it's like I had that mentality that I was like, I'm never good enough. And I'm like, you know, I was just insecure. It's funny because we were doing a Twitch subathon the other day. By the way, if you guys aren't following my Twitch, fucking go into the links right now, click on that Twitch and that Kick link and go follow me, because we did like a 7-hour plus like stream the other day for the subathon, and you guys were you know, one of the fun things we did was we watched my old like some of my old Japan videos, and I'm basically giving like director's commentary on them, and that was really fun. And you know, like we're all talking about all this different shit, and I don't know why I was bringing that up. Why am I bringing that up? I forgot the point I was trying to make there. Old videos, maybe being fat, I don't know. God damn it. Talking about being fat, old videos, skateboarding. Okay, well, point is we were watching old videos and I didn't used to be fat, but then I was going to say something that I forgot. God damn it. It was something about weight loss. Anyway, I mean, the whole point is just, oh yeah, like, oh, that's the thing. So it's like in my old videos, like, you know, I had some fun, like, you know, like kind of just stylistic ways of doing it. People always say, I miss the Big Japan videos. And I'm like, what do you miss about them? And they're like, I just miss the overall vibe, man. It was good. And I'm like, we're watching these videos and I'm like, yeah, there was a lot more style, a lot more humor, a lot more inside jokes, like more Japanese stuff, like Japanese like hip hop and everything, and just showing off my life and shit, and not so much like boring cookie cutter vlog kind of shit, right? But like in the videos, like I'm talking and I'm so insecure. Like I'm not as fat as I am by far right now, you know, but I'm so insecure when I'm in the video and I can just feel it. I'm like, and I'm like, hey guys, what's up, you know? And but it's like there was some humor about it too. Like I remember my friends and I, back in college, whenever somebody said like something melodramatic, we would all, instead of saying like you're being a little bitch or whatever, we would just start saying crawling in my skin. We just start making fun of them and like saying their emo and stuff. It's like, oh man, what? Oh, dude, like, you know, like, man, this gas station is 20 cents higher than the gas station by my house, dude. But, like, my tank is empty, so I gotta fill it up here. Crawl! You know? So it's like I still had my humor, but I was just, like, more like, oh, God, they're all judging me. They're all judging me. You know? It's like now I'm older, and I really, like, I bet I still, some part of me cares about what people think about me. But, like, it's way... Like that whole, like, oh my God, I care. Like that whole part of my essence or my psyche or whatever is so much smaller than what it used to be, you know? Like now I just walk around, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not an asshole to people, but I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, whatever. Like I don't need to, you think I need to impress you? I don't need to impress nobody, man. say goodbye to the bad guy. The Yokoso to the Enoshima Iwaya Dokutsu E. Yeah, that's right. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Hold on a second, guys. I love these, like, at-home recordings, man. This gives me such, like, I don't know. It's just, it's so nice to fucking... It's like a morning full of peace, if that makes sense. Like, I'm sitting here watching a guy walk through this area, right? And I'm doing it on my microphone at home, so it's all nice, super quality. I'm focused on what I'm saying for the most part. Onomimono. What the fuck is that? You know, it's like I'm sitting here, I'm watching like a 4K video of some guy driving through. Where is this? Pacific Driveway Coast, Long Beach to San Clemente, or whatever. I'm just watching that in the background while recording this, listening to some Japanese hip-hop, taking in my vitamins and my coffee, and we're just talking about a subject where I'm like, I should talk about this, you know? And I mean, it's cool because, again, like, I know some of you guys might hate this, like, oh my god, Tkyor's not there, he's not interacting with the stuff, he's talking over somebody else's thing. But, you know, like, again, if this isn't going to replace everything on the channel, this is just like a substitute for when I don't have the GoPro recordings, you know? Like, I still, like, the one thing I hate is not keeping up an upload schedule, and then, you know, if there's two things in this world I hate, it's misogyny and women. You know, if there's two things I hate in this YouTube sphere, it's not keeping up with my YouTube schedule, upload schedule, and then two, it's pumping out shitty content. So it's like, you know, I feel like this is a fair medium because it's like I'm technically in Japan, and I'm talking about my experience in Japan, and while we're watching a Japan video that I didn't make, you know. But at the same time, like, I'm not getting a shit ton of views on this. This is just like kind of a podcast channel where I don't make money off of Google AdSense, so it's like, it's fine, you know. I'm getting just you know, this video probably won't get 50,000 views or whatever. Probably get only like 1,000, but it's fun because I get to talk to you guys, the random people on the internet that just decided for some reason that I'm worth listening to, like once during your week, you know. Like, for some reason you guys thought that's a good comment too, guys. Help boost my ego. Tell me, like, what is it about the rants that you like? You know, I've asked this before, but let's ask it while we're looking out at this cliff coastal area. Look at that, just fucking lava rock formation. Fucking A. Yeah, guys, like, tell me, like, what is it about these rants that you like? And, like, do I need to be on a motorcycle for this? Because I still will do the motorcycle videos, you know. I'm still gonna do the motorcycle, like, riding videos and stuff. And just, look at that. It's beautiful fucking wet black rock. You know, it's just like, what about these videos that you like? Do you think, because, like, I remember I had a friend from Osaka who spoke English, and he told me he liked to watch my rants, and this was like 3 years ago or something. Like, I've pumped out probably like 500, like at least 500 rants, I think, by now. So I've been doing this for like 6, 7+ years now for this stuff. But it's like, for all of you guys, well, first of all, tell me, when did you start listening to my rants? That's a good question. When did you start listening to my rants? And why do you keep listening to my rants? You know, because, like, my buddy in Osaka was like, dude, you'll get onto some point or whatever, and then you just completely change the subject, and you never go back to finishing the original point that you wanted to make. And I'm like, oh, God, like, well, thanks. Nobody fucking gave me that feedback in the comment section, so I didn't know to change that. You know, so it's like, I feel like I'm a lot more on point when I'm at home recording these recently than I am, like, walking around, if I was walking around, or if I was, you know, riding the motorcycle, you know? So it's like, you know, let me know, like, because, I mean, for me, I still want to make the rants where I'm riding around on my motorcycle. Like, that's still going to be the priority here, of course. But I'm just saying that, like, for the times where I don't have that motorcycle video prepared, I will have these talk videos prepared where it's just talking over 4K video footage of something, right? So, yeah, let me know. And look at this. This is just so fucking beautiful. Look at that. There's no graffiti at all over any of this part. My mod late to the game is probably just like licking his lips, being like, oh, prime real estate. Oh, look at this. I could spray paint the rocks. I could spray paint rocks, Dad. I could spray paint that red bridge. I'm gonna do it, Dad. You do it, son. You go for it. But it's just like, you know, I'm just curious, like, what is it about this channel in particular that makes you guys keep coming back? Because I need to advertise this channel more. And in fact, one of the things I've been doing with my vlogs is that, or like what I've been doing in the behind the scenes, I always tell you guys I'm working on, I'm editing videos. I'm returning some videotapes. I'm always editing videos, but it's just like I'm editing parts to put into videos later. Like I'm either making shorts, or I'm making these rants, or I'm fucking making extra stuff to put in my vlogs. And one of the extra things that I was making is like previews. So it's like whenever I say like, oh hey guys, I have a second channel called ADVJapan, go check it out. Dude, look, they got the Triforce. Oh, the dude found the Zelda cave. Hell yeah. Like whenever I want to shout something out, like I have like these extra things that I already made, and that I can just copy paste into the fucking video and be like, oh yeah, I have a second channel, go check it out, and people are like, oh okay, cool. So you know, it's like stuff like that where I'm like, maybe I might not be working on a vlog, but I'm working on stuff to put in future vlogs, kind of thing, you know. Like some people, they're good at just doing that shit on the fly and changing it up each fucking time, and stairs into a cave. What the fuck? Does that actually go into a cave? Oh, dude, that's badass. Oh, that's so fucking badass. But, yeah, anyway, get back on the subject of being fat. We got 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes on this talk about being fat. Look at this. Like, Japan's got a population of 121 million people. And this guy is just in the middle of nowhere, and he's the only person there. Like, isn't that cool? This is like some Zelda kind of like Skyrim experience, right? Like, you are the main character. You know, there's nobody else here. All the NPCs are staying inside because of the rain. But yeah, anyway, it's just like, so you guys found out how I got fat, right? I was eating, you know, junk food at night, not exercising, and I just kind of ballooned up. And when I was at the guest house too, man, I didn't really go out that much. I mean, I went out, but not as often as I should have. And the reason why was just because, I don't know, man, like, I didn't want to, like, the guest house, nobody ever stole anything. Well, somebody stole my camping gear, but to be fair, I kept it in the same spot for like 7 months, and I didn't have any names on it or whatever. And like, yeah, I've never heard of anyone getting their stuff stolen from the guest house, but I didn't have my name on there, so that's probably, you know, and it was just there. Somebody probably thought it was abandoned, but you know, it's just like people were used to leaving their computers out and stuff and whatever, and I didn't mind having my computer out. But, you know, it's like I just didn't want to leave my personal stuff out in the open, and it wasn't because I was worried about people stealing it. I was in particular worried about fucking viewers going and like that were living at the guest house maybe fucking with it. And it's like, Papa Tkyo, you're just being paranoid. And it's like, nah, man, like I remember there was this fucking guy who joined the guest house, another big fat guy. And I was so nice to him. He even had like visa issues, and I helped him out, like fucking telling him what he needed to do to switch over his student visa. He wanted to marry his girlfriend, so I was like, yeah, dude, like, you know, like he was having trouble talking with his school and stuff. And he was just one of those fake ass motherfuckers who he's so nice to your face, and he's non-confrontational. And then like you find out a couple months later he's talking shit about you on the internet, like just a weak motherfucker. And anyway, like that guy I found out later was like going through my mail, trying to like check to see, you know, he was trying to like open up like personal mail from me. And I always had my mail forwarded to another address just for that reason. But like the guy had made you know, like he had posted some hate or something about me online saying I was a piece of shit or whatever. And the guy was so creepy. So not only did he try to go through my mail, but he also tried to like sneak into my room and like look at stuff. And I mean, to be fair, that's not going to happen with everybody. I was just a YouTuber who attracted mostly cool people, but I sometimes got the weird fucking, like, you know, just mental case people, you know? And it sucks because I really liked that guy. I thought he was a really fun dude to talk to. Like, he was really interesting. He was like a kind soul, I thought, but he had some fucking hate in his heart, man. Like, goddamn. And so it's like, I was always worried about leaving my shit at home for that reason, because like, you know, what if the off chance that there's a creepo like that fucking idiot being there? And to be fair, out of like 3 or 4 years being in the guest house, I only had to deal with like one bad creepo like that, so I'll take those odds, you know, that was a good fucking thing. But yeah, because of that, I didn't really go out that much. You know, I was just like, I don't want to, because like the guest house has a locker and everything, but it's just, you know, I would love to go upstairs, unload my computer, set it all up, you know, and I'd just be like, okay, if I'm doing this, I'm gonna be here for all day. Like for me, I had to do like, okay, it's either all my stuff is packed up and I don't go upstairs and set up my computer, or I go, you know, or it's just like or I don't do that and I go outside. And so, you know, when I moved into my new apartment, I'm like, things are going to be different. I'm like, I got my computer. I can just turn it on, turn it off whenever I want to, and then just go outside and do stuff. And it was, you know, it was nice, you know, like at first. And then it's just like, you know, like the first couple months I was here, it's just like I had to set up so much shit, you know. I had to buy everything. Like, you know, I had to go to the guest house and start lugging stuff from there back over here, you know. I had to like set up the house, set up the internet, set up all the bills. I mean, that comes without, you know, that goes without saying, but it's just like I had to do a lot of shit to set up this place, you know, set this place up, you know, and it's just like, god damn, it was kind of a pain in the ass. But I mean, like, it's just like life gets in the way of stuff, and then you're like, okay, I'll just put the health stuff on the back burner for right now, you know. And that's like what kind of happened here, you know. It's like I had all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I gotta set this up, and then it's like, oh, I have like, you know, like for example, like last month, October, right, when I made the, well, you know, like the Rocka Boys came to town, and then I had extra jobs on top of that, and so it's like, you know, like I got offered all these, because I work Saturdays, right, so I have Sunday through Friday free. And those are filled up with usually freelance jobs. It's either I get like a translation job and I do that at home, or I get an interpreting job, which isn't that often, but I get an interpreting job and then I'll go and do that. Or I'll have like a substitute English teacher job, or I'll have like a fucking like a TV job where I'm just like a fat extra in the background or something, right? But it's like, so like those days are free to be filled up, and then like on top of that, so I'm doing that, and then the Rocket guys are here, so it's like I don't even get a day off. I got to go and hang out with them, and I'm happy to hang out with them, but I'm tired, you know. Like I like to set up my job schedule so it's like I'm on one day, off one day, so it's like, you know, I go out and do stuff, and then the next day I chill at home just to kind of recharge my batteries. And you know, it's just like and like I'm lucky, you know, I'm lucky that I get to have like this kind of lifestyle where it's like I can afford to, you know, it's like I don't need to be locked into one location, into one company for my whole week, you know. It's like I have the chance to have variety and bounce around and stuff. But one of the things is just like I like it, but also that it enables me to be lazy and be like, yeah, okay, I worked yesterday, I'm gonna stay home and chill, you know, because I walked around a lot for that last job. And it's just finding that balance, right? Like, you know, it's like I've been on, so it's like my buddy who has diabetes, he's my buddy who's an ex-stockbroker. Well, I mean, I guess he's a stockbroker still. But my friend who I met here who's English, he always did, like, you know, like I think he was like an IT guy, right? And IT people are always about those energy drinks and shit, right? And because they got to work long hours. And so my buddy, he basically, you know, he was like, he was so smart, but he took horrible care of himself. And so for the longest time, like that guy, I mean, he ate stuff, obviously, but eating wasn't a priority. So he just lived off of Red Bull and Chew High. And I remember coming to his apartment, I just smelled that sugar alcohol smell, you know. And he didn't even have a fucking trash can. He just had a fucking bag full of Chew High. Like, he had his computer, he had his like he had his bed, and like he had a laptop, he had his bed, and then he just had a fucking like bag full of Chew High and Red Bull. And I never knew that you could get like you could get diabetes, like type 2 diabetes, just from drinking. Well, I mean, it makes sense if you're like 80% of your diet is mostly sugar and alcohol, then yeah, you're like, God, dude, like I thought that you would die if you drank like so much sugar and alcohol. And he and it's just one of those things where it's like he would just, you know, when you like see an IT guy either like programming or whatever, and they're just like they're in flow, they're like in focus, like they don't, like you don't want to bother them because it's like they're like super jacked in, like, you know, and like the social media, like what is it, the Mark Zuckerberg movie, you know. It was like that, you know, and it's just like I think like drinking like that, not eating or whatever, like really helped him hone in on that shit. But anyway, he got diabetes, and then he told me, you know, he was telling me about this drug called Ozempic, where you like inject it in your body, and it makes it so that you can, you know, it's for diabetics, but it helps curb your appetite so you don't get hungry, and it also helps like kind of boost your metabolism too by basically making you less hungry. You know, like you eat something and it takes longer to digest, so you feel full quicker. And he's like, you got to get on this stuff, man. Like, you know, and I was like, isn't it dangerous? And he's like, dude, Elon Musk and Kim Kardashian are doing it. You know, if those people have billions of dollars behind them, you think they just jeopardize that for some weird fucking drug? And it's like, nah, man, like, you know, they do it too. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's smart. So, you had me at hello. And so, yeah, I started doing Ozempic like what, like fucking 4 months ago. And yeah, they had me on because like you're supposed to, like, my friend was like, you got to get on the 2 milligram one, dude. You got to get, like, just go to 2 milligram. That's gonna fucking be effective. And I was like, the doctor says I have to do it his way, and the doctor said I got to do 0.5 because I'm not diabetic, right? So I'm actually paying for this out of my own pocket. Like, the government's not paying for this for me to take these shots, and so I had to do it slowly. So it's like I've been doing it over the last couple months, and the thing is that like Ozempic's not supposed to be a fixer. It's like somebody who does steroids and think they're gonna be fucking like they're gonna be jacked. It's like, no, it's an enhancer, right? It's a supplement. Well, not a supplement, but it's like a performance enhancer, right? So it's like if you're on Ozempic, you'll eat less. So even if you work out and you're super hungry, you won't be able to eat as much afterwards because, you know, you got that injection in. And it's like same thing with you know, it's like same thing with steroids. Like, unless you work out with steroids, you're not gonna get jacked. You're just gonna fucking lose testosterone from your balls and be angry, you know, make, you know, get bitch titties, right? So it's like you know, and so like for the first couple months of Ozempic, I'm like, okay, like I did lose some weight at one point, but it's because I tried. You know, it's because I was doing a thing where I was eating mostly protein, and I had an eating schedule, and then for like, you know, the last 2 months or so, I was on like 0.5 milligram, and now I'm on 1 milligram. But the thing is, it's just like I was, you know, I had all these random jobs, so I stopped doing my food routine, stopped doing the high protein intake. And it's so funny because so many of you assholes in the comment sections were like, man, you don't need to eat all that protein, Tkyo. That's actually really bad for you. And I'm like, I actually felt amazing when I was eating high protein. Like, I felt like I was a car running on completely clean fuel. Like, I was like a car running on like seawater or something. No emissions in the air. I mean, my shit smelled horrible, and my farts were horrible. Like, they smelled like literally dead animal. Like it was. I kind of miss it though, because it's like it was so bad. Like, it's like it's not even a skunk. It's like, you know, decomposing animal. You know, I guess it makes sense because you're eating all that protein, but you know, I felt great though. But like, I saw those comments, I was like, oh, maybe I should back off a little bit. I'm like, nah, that was stupid. I got to get back on the protein and the eating schedule again, because it's just like, I felt good, but I wasn't getting dopamine from it like I used to, you know? Like, instead of like mostly meat and a little bit of like potato, I did like mostly potato and a little bit of meat. And you know, the thing with Ozempic is like, it's not a gastric bypass, so you can eat more, but it's just gonna hurt later. And it's weird too, because like this stuff, it kind of makes you a little bit hypoglycemic. Like, before I could not eat, and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, I got hunger pains. But it was more like, oh, like hardcore sugar cravings. But like with Ozempic, if I don't eat something, I get like, you know, people say you get nauseated and stuff on this, but it's because you're not eating anything. You know, like, the thing is like, it's like kind of like what do you call it? Like synthetic hypoglycemia or whatever, right? Because it's like, oh, I'm so hungry, I need to eat something. But it's like, yeah, you really do. Like, you feel like you're going to throw up and pass out if you don't eat anything. And it's so funny because when I think of hypoglycemia, I think of that tiny woman from Kindergarten Cop who's like, you know, what did she say when she hits the old woman? She's like, that's for hitting me with your car. I don't know. Oh, yeah, not so tough without your car, are you, lady? Oh, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Is it a tumor? No, it's not a tumor. Guys, come on, get some kindergarten cop hype in the chat. over there in the premiere when I can't see it because I'm recording this previously. But I mean, the whole point is that like everything has risks, everything has ups and downs, but you got to decide what's right for you. And this is like another reason why people don't share that they're doing this stuff. You know, they don't share that they're like, oh, I'm taking this or I'm doing this, because it's like there's always going to be people that you don't know who they are. You don't know them. You don't know their struggle. You don't know if they actually preach what they're talking about, and they're like, yeah, you shouldn't do that, man. It's not good. And it's like, who the fuck are you, motherfucker? You know? And so, and like people don't realize that it's like everybody's different, right? You can't. There's not just like one fixed formula for all. Oh, we found a person. There's one person. We saw one person finally in this whole fucking walking thing. Oh, and he walked into the Tachi Kinshi part. Oh, I love that. That place says don't enter. Maybe that's private property and that's his property. I don't know. That's cool. Yeah, it's funny because this is like a whole fucking like tourist area, but there's still probably people who live on this island, right? But anyway, it's just like the point is that like if you do something, you just gotta decide to do it and just fucking follow through with it, you know? That's why none of you assholes ever learn Japanese. It's because you're like, oh, I'll do this for a couple months, and then I'll see how it works out. And it's like, nah, dude, like you gotta find something. Like, you know, the great thing about ADVJapan is there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to do it. It's like, oh, you can't find videos that you like to watch. You can't do flashcards. Like, yeah, man, I just can't do it, dude. It's so hard. Yeah, and it's like, nah, you know. And it's like for fat people, I think like for losing weight or whatever, it is really like a, you know, it's either like you got to find what works for you, right? And like, so there's got to be a lot of experimentation, a lot of failing. Because it's not just like change your life. It's like, dude, if it was easy to change your life, you would have done it by now, right? If it was so easy to flip a switch, you would like everyone would be doing that, right? But the thing is like you got to know who you are. You got to know about your mentality. You got to know about like the way that you think, the you know, the way that you form habits and stuff. And you just gotta, you know, what is it? You got to figure out what works for you that you can do on a regular like basis, you know, like something that you can do consistently, right? And like I have a friend who he's like one of my good friends here, but I barely talk to him anymore because it's like every single time I saw him he would just bring up my fucking weight. And it's like, I get it, you're concerned, but like I feel like at some point he was just like, he was staying home a lot, he wasn't working. And I'm just like, you probably have a lot of shit that you're projecting right now that you don't want to talk about, like you don't want to deal with, so you're just fucking coming at me with this shit, you know? And it's like, and like, you know, it's funny because like on a good day, I'm able to be like, on a good day where I'm like full 100% mental clarity, I can be like, well, actually, blah, blah, you know, like block, it's like Neo when he's getting, like what Agent Smith is coming at him, he's like, block, grab, block, dodge, punch, you know, it's like, on days where you're like there mentally, it's so much easier to like be like, well, actually, and then like, you know, like counter that shit. But on bad days where you're already feeling bad and then somebody comes at you and they're just like bum, then you're just like, oh man, like you're just making me feel bad. I don't need to have this kind of interaction right now. And you know, it's like it got to the point with me and that guy where I'm just like, okay, like I'm not even gonna tell you you're making me feel bad. I'm just gonna leave, you know. And it sucks because like I miss talking to that guy, but I don't talk to him that much anymore because he just kept fucking bringing that up. And I'm like, look, dude, like there's a difference between holding your friends accountable and then being like, look, if you don't do this, we're not friends anymore, because like I don't want to be around losers or something. It's like, yeah, nah, like I don't, like it's good that you meet people like that because then you can figure out if you really want to be around them or not. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to ever be like, okay, you do this or you're gonna lose my respect and our friendship. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, fine, fuck it, I don't really need somebody like you in my life to begin with. Tenkai, the tempura ocean food, yay. See, look, that looks like a house to the left. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, guys, I don't know, that was my spiel about today, about being fat. What do you guys think about it? Oh, there's another person. There's another lady, and then there's another person. But yeah, what do you guys think about what I was saying there? You know, are any of you guys fat? Have any of you struggled with weight? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's have a nice, civil, fat son and dad discussion down below. And yeah, did you guys smash the like button and hit the subscribe button and subscribe bell yet? Of course you did, because you're not just a. It's like Triple Bacon says, you're not just a penis. You're a panis. And there's a Gigi Cafe. Oh, that's cool. See, look, there's houses here. This is like some Shed Moose shit. There's just random houses near this area where it's like everyone's coming to like check it out. That's so cool. But anyway, yeah, guys. I guess that's gonna be my rant for being fat in 2023 in Japan. If you guys have any questions about like the weight, regarding like weight or like, you know, fucking exercise or whatever, let me know and I'll try to answer them in the comments section, or maybe like give me some questions and I'll answer them later, you know, maybe in a follow-up video to this, who knows. But yeah, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out the channel, guys. And if you made it this far, even if you don't have much stuff on social media and you're like, I have 2 followers, just fucking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just do me a favor and just fucking post this shit with the hashtag TKOSam, hashtag ADVJapan. You know, post the link with those hashtags and just say what you liked about the video. It really does help us out, like especially if you don't want to do the Patreon shit. It really helps us out. And anyway, I'm probably spamming the link for my live stream right now. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Stay black. Bom bom.